Hi, I'm Aubrey, and today I'm starting part 4 in the series that I'm calling The Lord Cooked. Now, this is a series where I'm outlining how the Lord is preparing something for His own self that we can then participate in as we are called according to His purposes. In part 1, the Lord prepared us to have a heart of flesh so that we can honor and hallow His name. In part 2, the Lord educated us on the conditions to be able to both receive and have the depth to be fruitful. In part 3, the Lord enforced a better oath by clarifying His dominion and carrying out the functions of a more excellent ministry by force despite the enemy. In part 4, the Lord is going to establish, and establish means to officially recognize, accept, and follow. In Matthew 16:13-28, Jesus asked His disciples, "Who do you say I am?" Now, this is actually about the question just as much as the answer, because it gives us the opportunity to meditate on the I am. So Christ is actually using this question to process something in His disciples. He's cooking. When asked, the disciples first started talking about what other people were talking about. Then Peter answers. He says, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." Peter's response actually warrants a blessing. Jesus establishes His church where the Messiah was then recognized and confirms what He previously enforced. He said, "The gates of hell shall not prevail against it." This just goes to show who you say that He is can determine who He says that you are. So Christ is establishing His living stones. Not soon after, Christ begins to tell His followers about His death, and Peter rebukes him and becomes a stumbling block. Now, in Romans 10:9, it says, "If you declare with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised Him from the dead, you will be saved. With your heart you believe and are justified, and with your mouth you profess your faith and are saved." So Peter earlier got the part about declaring with his mouth, but when the I am is saying who He is and what He has to do we deny Him? Jesus tells Peter he's blessed because God in heaven revealed to Peter that the Christ was the Son of God. Yet as he lived and breathed, Peter could not grasp the concerns of God. So the establishment of God's church has to not only be recognized in part, but fully accepted, and Christ has to be followed. So with Peter's heart, he had to hallow God's name. With Peter's heart, he had to understand the conditions to have depth and be fruitful. Peter could not just recognize God, he had to accept God's concerns. Peter had to understand the calling of the living God. Peter had to believe in the Christ's power to be born again and the eternal implications therein. Peter had to let God cook, meaning he had to let the one who asks, "Who do you say that I am?" be the I am. Christ is establishing His church by birthing the capacity of discipleship, the capacity to recognize, accept, and follow based on the concerns of God.